away we go. This is the Larry Steinhaus Show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So it's our last guest for the day, and I always save the best for last because Ken McArthur is definitely always the best in my case. He is in my thoughts. He is an amazing guy. So Ken McArthur is one of those people who seriously knows his internet marketing stuff. Now, look, anybody watching this who knows Ken McArthur knows all the cool things he's doing, knows that he's created things like Affiliate Showcase many, many years ago. They know you're a best-selling author. It's getting harder and harder every day. A best-selling author and a marketing expert. And you got some really cool projects going on, including you do a lot of work for investor schooling, so that's kind of cool too. But I want to talk about the latest project you have going on right now, actually, which is your movie. Oh. So tell everybody about your movie and what's going on with that.
Well, I've always felt like we all have an impact, whether we want to or not, and that we impact thousands of people, if not millions of people, just by existing, and that we can leverage our impact, for better or for worse. We can impact millions of people if we want to. So I've been wanting to spread that message, and I've been spreading that message in lots of different ways. I developed a short film that was built around my impact manifesto that is designed to benefit over 100 nonprofit organizations to help raise awareness and funding for those organizations. I am right now in the process of funding a feature film, which is a feature narrative film. It's centered all within a 5-mile radius of Philadelphia City Hall, and it talks about the ways that we impact each other in small ways and how those interconnections between people really make a huge difference. So there are lots of people that live within a 5-mile radius of Philadelphia City Hall, and they have lots of different backgrounds. I guess there's some pretty wild areas there.
Yeah, some scary stuff. Yeah. So there's this film, like I'm one of the few people that have seen the trailer that you put together, and I realize we can't play it, but that's okay. But I'm impressed by a couple of things. Number one, I'm impressed by what you've created in the trailer. I'm impressed by the message that you have, and I think it's really cool. I think it's something that people should be more aware of. And, you being the social media expert, you got to get it out there. I mean, I don't know how to get it out there. You get it out there. But so what is some of the feedback that you've gotten on your trailer so far?
It's really interesting putting together a trailer, because one of the things that I teach, and I've been teaching for over a decade now, is, how do you get your message out to millions of people in a really, really noisy world? And this is an incredibly noisy world. And there's some key elements that you have to remember, and it holds true for trailers, and it holds true for advertising messages, and it holds true for conversations that we have between people. And that is that, we have to keep things simple, and we have to keep things clear. We can't communicate too many ideas all at the same time. Details matter, nuance matters, because that's what gives us the feeling of quality, or the feeling of moving our emotions. The subtle things in a movie or in a trailer or in a marketing message are what move us to action or move us to tears. But the core message has to be really, really simple. And as I've gone through the process of developing a trailer, it reminds me over and over again how simple that must be, because I played a bunch of different versions of the trailer for a number of people. Mm-hmm. I started out with some close friends, and then I expanded them out, and I did A/B tests. And in one of the videos, I was actually had a cameo role in the video. My wife didn't even recognize that it was me. She was wondering why that guy was holding up his hands, and she didn't even notice it was me. So we've been married since 1980, so you would think she would know, who that is. But but we just assume a lot of things. You know, people who know what I'm trying to say assume that that message comes through clearly because they've known me for years. They know what I stand for. They know what the dreams are. And sometimes they read that background into it, where other people want to be told everything. I want to know what the movie's about. I want to know what all the characters are. But, you know, it's an ensemble piece. So that means that there are like 6 major story threads that go through it and 6 major characters, not just one star. So it gets hard to, you know, kind of delve that all down into a minute and a half of information, get people excited, show them that we can build quality, that we can build a quality movie, and get them interested in the next steps and what's going on. So we're having fun with that.
So if you were to give an elevator pitch for the movie, what would it be about?
It's about a group of people from all walks of life who live within a 5-mile radius of Philadelphia City Hall, and how they all share in common the desire to live significant lives, and how we intersect through the small actions that we make and have a huge impact.
So doesn't everyone really feel that they want to live a significant life?
Yeah.
We know you feel like the number one reason for depression is someone says, I don't
matter.
Right, exactly, right.
Right.
So I mean, it's funny that you went right to where I was going, and honestly, no, we haven't talked about this.
Yeah.
So what's interesting about that? So that being true, do you think that this movie can help somebody through that?
Absolutely. You know, we did an event right here in just down the street, about 10 minutes from Investor Schooling and the Larry Steinhaus Show headquarters. Where we brought together 150 people, and we put together a team to help to get a simple message of hope out to teenagers who are at risk of suicide. And we told a simple story, but it's always those little small acts. Now, I just saw a message from Tom Beal the other day, and Tom Beal was going down on his simple walks that he does in the morning, and some guy threw a piece of paper out the window, and Tom stopped and picked up the paper and said, "I'll get that for you." and put it into a trash can, basically. Right. Now, the guy was a big guy and kind of a threatening looking guy, you know. And it was early in the morning, and he, you know...
Dangerous thing to do,
yeah,
basically,
right. So he came over to Tom and approached Tom and said, you know, I've really had a rough, last 48 hours. I was thinking about committing suicide, and the fact that you picked up a piece of paper showed me that there's still people out there that care.
So, you know, the first place I go to that is I go to one of my favorite movies, It's a Wonderful Life, and think that the angel just entered the guy's life because he threw a piece of paper over the window, which is amazing, right? That's fantastic.
And you know, Frank Capra built some movies that people called schmaltzy or whatever, right? It wasn't a very successful movie, A Wonderful Life. You know, when it first came out, it was kind of a flop. But over the years, it became a standard because that's a truth that never stops. People just have no idea that just by existing, we impact thousands of people. I mean, think of it. I mean, the people that you meet every day, you give a smile to... there's a guy at the Acme supermarket just down the road, and every single person he meets, it's just, oh, I'm so glad to see you, and how's your day going? And he's a simple checkout person. He's 70 years old, and he's doing this kind of a second career. But you can imagine the number of people that he sees every day.
That's amazing.
You know, I did a kind of undercover thing for this movie. I know that you know a little bit about this, but Um, I don't live in Kensington, which is one of the areas, the neighborhoods that's one of the most drug infested areas of the United States. I don't live there, and I don't pretend to know all of the things that those people go through, but I wanted to meet those people as I was writing the screenplay. And so I took some time and spent a time driving for Uber down in those neighborhoods to pick up people and to get, to know those people. And you can see, if you do this enough, if you live down in those areas, you can see the humanity that we all share. We're all going through the same things. In the story of the Impact Factor, there's a young girl who is down on her luck and being framed, and it was inspired by a man that came to one of my workshops and actually told his story of how he helped a young woman that was in trouble that just seemed like she was using him, but through his persistence, that Jamaican immigrant managed to uncover a whole corrupt political ring that included the judge, who wasn't even a judge, by the way, but set up in the county court.
Wow.
And an assistant DA, and how they were extorting young girls and young people, threatening to send them to prison if they didn't come up with cash. So
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So just small acts, one little thing can make a huge difference. Just because that one person stood up and didn't bow down to the pressure to ignore this, or even death threats that he got later, he was able to impact, I don't know how many kids that might have been impacted.
Oh, sure. That would never even know that they were.
They would know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you, why? Why is this so important to you? Because I know it's important to you. I'm friends with you, and I know it's so important to you. Why is it so important?
Why is it so important? It's because I woke up one day and I realized how big that was. In other words, there is no way for me to express to you the amount of impact that you have. I mean, just think about just this school, right? And just this school, and every single person that you touch as you go along, right? You're moving in and you're touching people's lives at times, sometimes when they're going through all kinds of hell, right?
Absolutely.
And for each one of those persons, they touch somebody else. And then it just keeps going and going and going. I mean, you and I talked just the other day about how a simple little thing that I talked about was kind of a genesis for
Absolutely,
some of the things that you
the minimal viable
with,
product. Yeah, let's talk about it, right? So the minimal viable product. So Ken, I know 10 years ago, was up on a stage and he's mentioned the words minimal viable product. And for those of you who don't know what a minimal viable product is, it's real simple. If you have a piece of knowledge that someone else doesn't have, that's a minimal viable product. You could sell that knowledge. Yeah. So it all started off, investor schooling, which is huge now, all started off with a minimal viable product. I was going to teach someone. I actually started doing it for free in Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? Maybe I should do. Maybe I should charge people. I thought I started teaching people about stock options and about real estate. And the next thing you know, that minimal viable product became a product. I started charging people for it. Yeah. Now we have a curriculum. Now we have a school. Yeah. Now we have an office. Yeah. And you heard earlier, if you were listening to Phil and I, we're talking about our next location. Yeah. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that. All because Ken McArthur had an impact on me. Now the really cool part is now Ken McArthur is continuing to have an impact on the same creation that he created, which you've been helping us with our marketing.
Well, you know what's even cooler is that you're having an impact on me.
Oh, thank you.
It's all circles around because you and I are partnering to put together something that's brand new that I haven't been able to do before, which is to have a physical location where I can build a community, where I can support people and help them on the back end of the movie. I always had plans on the back end of the movie. We're doing a feature-length documentary, which is based on all of the things that I've been teaching for decades now. but a curriculum that we can go through in the school, and a mentoring process where we can have that continuing touch with people to help them through their problems. Because so many times I've been having events all over the country, but you touch those people for 3 days and you impact their lives and you go on, right? But if we can build a community here that helps people over and over an extended period of time, it's just been one of my dreams for a long time. And you're a big part of making that happen.
So tell us about that, because obviously I know what it is, but tell the audience about what that's going to be, when it's going to meet, how it's going to meet, and what it's going to do for everyone.
Starting on March the 6th, which is a Wednesday night, we're going to do the grand opening right here at Investor Schooling, and the headquarters of the Larry Steinhaus Show will now be the headquarters of Impact School of Marketing. And on Wednesday nights, we'll be meeting with classes every single week on a Wednesday night. And we'll be doing masterminds, individual masterminds. And people who become a student in the school will also get individual mentoring from me to help them through their products. So I'll be bringing in some of the great speakers that I've had from all over the country, top level internet marketers and people who help authors and coaches and potential speakers to build sustainable businesses out of their passions and to get their message out to millions of people. And we can use radio, television, PR. Wow. We can use social media. We were talking to people like David Simmons, who was just in here on this interview. Those kinds of caliber of people that can come in and share their knowledge with people. But then to go into a mentoring group and a mastermind where we can actually work out those individual problems and do it over a period of time in your business, and also have one-on-one time. So I think we're going to have some amazing success stories out of that. I think we're going to have an impact, Larry.
So what's the perfect person that should be showing up, especially on the grand opening on March 6th at 7 o'clock? Did we say?
Yeah, 7
o'clock, March 6th. What is the perfect person that should show up for this?
I think anybody that is a creative type of a person, in particular, people who want to write a book, people who want to speak on a stage, people who want to create information products, people who have a small business that they need to market, anybody that wants to brand themselves in addition to branding a business. We can help with branding. Anybody that wants to learn how to create funnels and follow-up systems to support the customers that they have and to expand those kinds of things, because we're going to be bringing in some great resources on the back end. Anybody that wants to learn how to copyright and how to do sales and how to do online and offline, I'd love to bring in Larry Steinhaus to do some teaching on offline marketing, for instance.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's one of my favorite things to do is how to do offline marketing.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I've now hired a bunch of people, including you, actually. Whatever, our friendship, our partnership, whatever you want to call it, to do online marketing, because it's gotten to the point where I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
You can't. And this is a great idea. So a beginning business, any kind of business that needs to know online marketing should come and they should learn, right? Yeah, so this maybe it starts out for them as a workshop, but then it turns into the real branding for their business, the powerful marketing for their business, and maybe they want to turn it over to someone's hands later on, but at least get it
those
started.
Resources.
Yeah, that's true. We do, right? Sure.
A lot of the advantage of coming to a place like Investor Schooling, for instance, is other people are going through those things,
right,
and you get all kinds of experts that come in from different aspects. So you have people in the financial industry that can help you with finances. You've got people who are in contractors or builders or fix problems that real estate properties have. You have people who are going through the options trading and experiencing the same things, and we can teach each other as much as the instructors can teach each other. And we have a support platform to work with, and it's not just a one-shot thing. It would be one thing to be what they call in the fly-in experts, basically. They come in for just that half-day workshop and trying to sell you on a $10,000 program, and they just go away after that. this is a physical location where you can have ongoing relationships, and we can help you through problems, because problems come up that you don't expect anytime that you try to market. I just told you how hard it is to distill something down into a 1 or 2 minute message. We can do that over time, and we have a group that can help you do that. They can tell you what they're not understanding about your message, and give you research that will really help you to fine tune your message over time. It's not easy, but we'll make it a heck of a lot simpler.
So what's really exciting about this is how exciting you sound talking about it. So you're really excited about it. I'm excited that you're excited about it. It's going to be awesome.
I'm thrilled, even after 3 hours of sleep and a long day.
I know. So Ken's been helping today with the coach-a-thon all day, which is kind of cool. And I always appreciate that. Thank you so much, Ken. Everything you do is amazing. And I want to keep going. Let's keep going, right?
Yeah,
let's do this. Let's do the next thing, whatever it takes. We've got all kinds of cool stuff that's happening. So do we have a website or set up for this thing yet? I mean, I realize that we literally pre-announced
it.
Right, exactly.
So you guys are hearing it. You're hearing it like the second thing that has been put out on this at all. We will have a website that will be set up to do that. But even if you don't remember anything else, you can go right now and just mark on your calendar to come to our location here at 108.
Right. 108 Corporate Drive East in Langhorne. We're actually right outside of Newtown.
Yeah.
If you know where the Newtown Athletic Center is, we're literally across the street.
Yeah.
So right off the Newtown bypass, really easy to get to. 108 Corporate Drive East, Langhorne, Pennsylvania. In fact, if you're around tonight, you want to stop by, because we got some really cool guests coming to Investor Schooling tonight, as we mentioned earlier. But so we got about maybe about 4 more minutes, Ken.
Okay.
What message do you want to leave somebody that will make an incredible impact?
That will make an incredible impact. We've done a lot of things for a lot of people. And when I had that event so long ago, we actually asked people 2 simple questions. The first question was, who is the person that's had the biggest impact in your entire life? And the answers to that question were kind of all over the place. It was maybe a parent, maybe it was a friend, maybe it was a teacher, maybe it was a bum off the street that they'd never ever seen before that had the biggest impact in their entire life. And the second question was, what did they do to have that impact? Now, I don't know if this is always true, but it was always true at that event for the people who got up and answered that question in front of a group of 150 people. Every single story that they told of the teacher, for instance, that came up to them when they first discovered that they were a teenager and they were pregnant, or that changed their life, in tremendous ways. What they actually did was just a kind word of encouragement at the right time. You can get through this. This is not the end of the world. Yeah. Life is going to go on. You can get over this boy. You can get over this girl. You can get over the trials and tribulations. If you don't have any money, there are still opportunities for you to make money. If you don't have any friends, there are still opportunities for you to have friends. People want to help. People want to be there for you. You're significant just by existing. So if you show up, if you keep going, you will get through this.
Your passion when you say this is so intense. I think you should explore this even further inside yourself. Because I think that you will be able to make a bigger impact than the impact you even think you're going to make if you let what you just said come out. Now, I realize that when you talk about it, you have some passion, but I also think you're holding it back.
You think I'm holding it back?
I think you're holding it back. I'm psychoanalyzing you right now. I think you're holding it back.
I don't know if I'm holding it back. I don't want people to feel a responsibility, and I should. I know you're big on responsibility, and a lot of people are. I think we should be responsible for our actions. But I think that it's a good thing that I'm not the only person that's out there in the world having an impact.
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
And
so
I
the
love
whole
fact,
world
right?
is not on my shoulders.
Absolutely.
We all have a part in doing this. But I cannot possibly emphasize enough how huge that impact is.
Awesome.
The revelation that I have is it's not just one person that you impact when you pick up a piece of paper. That person goes on and lives, and he has an impact on other
Right,
people,
exactly.
and other people,
Exactly.
and other people.
Yep.
So I couldn't possibly stop the impact that I've had over the course of my lifetime if I wanted to, good and bad. And I have had bad impact on some people, you know.
Oh, I know I have, so I
Yeah.
agree. Anyway, unfortunately, we're out of time. And you are the awesome. So everybody join us on March 6th. What was it?
March the 6th.
March
It's going to be a
6th. Wow,
Wednesday night at
just losing
7
it, yeah.
o'clock.
Right, March 6th, Monday night, 7 o'clock. If you want to reach out and find out more, you could either IM me or IM Ken.
Yeah.
And we're
Friend me
getting
on
excited.
Facebook.
And I'll see you. Maybe we'll see you guys tonight.
Have a great night.
Say goodbye. There you go.
Bye-bye.
Awesome.
Was that okay, Larry?